Germany has become a nightmare country. Yes, in the name of net zero, they are finally shutting down every single nuclear power plant that they have. Regardless of how bad things get in this country, let's just be grateful we are not Germany. There are so many issues with that country in terms of governance of Germany, people in the establishment of Germany. And we are getting closer. The trend is going that way because whilst we've left the European Union, the globalization of politics means that we are effectively doing similar things. There are tiny differences, but luckily, at least not when it comes to nuclear. Not yet. There's been a pushback from the British public. Patriots, brilliant. The government are now going to be pursuing nuclear in this country. But in Germany, they're doing the exact opposite in the name of net zero and Greta Thunberg. Yes, so over the last 20 years, they've caused so much chaos. The energy sector in Germany is going down because they closed 16 reactors since 2003. 16. And now, right now as we speak, they have 3 left. And all that is going to go away. Yes. The whole news comes as many other countries, including the UK, are actually turning to nuclear power to provide green energy because it is actually cleaner and is more sustainable as it generates electricity without the climate heating emissions that they're obsessed with. But at the same time, Germany still faces a headache over how it will replace its power plants. Coal still accounts for a third of German electricity production, but it has announced plans to shut down all coal-fired power plants as well by 2038, with the first wave of closures in 2030. So nuclear is going, coal is going. What are you going to do? I mean, they don't really have a proper plan because if they keep shouting renewables, you don't really have a sustainable market for that. It makes no sense. You think that 2030 is a long time. It's not a long time. As we said in the previous video, everything governments do across the world, well, apart from dictatorships, is very slow unless they want to invade the country. So do you really think that 2030 is that long? It's not. The 5-6 years from now, well, 6 years, basically 6-7 years, is not really that long time for them. Now, we've got a Solid, Johan Christian Solid, who sent me this Twitter thread that he did. He's actually the chairperson and founder of pro-nuclear power movement in Denmark. He's basically an expert in this area and helped us understand the decision that Germany made. Let's go quickly through his Twitter thread to find out what he had to say. Johan said, Germany's nuclear power phase out has resulted in thousands of excess deaths due to air pollution from fossil fuels. That is disgusting. Several academic papers show that the negative externalities of the German nuclear power phase out is far greater than ever imagined. Okay, let's get into it. Johan says, Germany has since 2011 accelerated the closure of its nuclear power plants as a response to what happened in Japan in 2011. And on the 15th of February, 15th of April 2023, which is in 2 days from now, the last 3 nuclear plants will be shut down, so later this week. Now, since 2011, several scholars have estimated the negative societal impacts of the closure of these power plants in terms of not just obviously excess deaths, but also CO2 emissions and due to air pollution from fossil fuels. Obviously, is increasing societal costs for Germany as a country. Now, climate scientists, a number of them, published a paper in 2019, and it's been peer reviewed, concerning the implications of energy and CO2 emission changes in Japan and Germany after the accident in Fukushima. Okay, so scholars find that if coal and gas had been closed instead of nuclear, large amounts of emissions and deaths would have been avoided. The paper shows that Germany could have prevented up to 4,600 deaths, which is actually a huge number when it comes to, well, between 2011 and 2017. It's only a 6 years period. This many people lost their lives unnecessarily, and they claim to be green and net zero. As the nuclear phase out proceeds, they estimate that the closure of Germany's nuclear power plants will result in additional 16,000 excess deaths. I mean, are you kidding me? And he's actually posted the energy policy paper underneath his post. Make sure to check out his Twitter account, by the way, if you want to see the whole post to yourself, and follow him. He's very good. Okay, the total estimated amount of excess deaths and CO2 emissions from the phase out of power plants adds up to, you can see actually, but over 21,000 people losing their lives. You get the graphs, for example. On the left-hand side, you got preventable mortality. Obviously, USA is, as usual, high because it's a huge country. And you've got the preventable CO2 emissions. As you can see again, Japan and Germany, because of what happened in Fukushima, they went a bit OTT. And Germany, obviously, for similar reasons, as well as the pressure from Greta Thunberg and her type of people. Another paper published in 2022 in the Journal of the European Economic Association by Stephen Jarvis and many others finds that the phase out of the nuclear power has come with an annual cost, societal cost to Germany of roughly between 3 billion euros and 8 billion euros per year, by the way, per year. That is a huge number. The majority of this cost is due to, of course, 800 excess deaths per year resulting from the local air pollution, which is actually makes sense when it comes to the public services, the healthcare system in Germany, and governance of local authorities. And I don't understand why they're not even considering a U-turn, because no one in the media in Germany is willing to talk about it. Now, this Saturday, 2 days from now, the last 3 power plants in Germany will be closed. Their decision will immortalize Germany's eternal self-deception of climate leadership and only result in more excess deaths due to air pollution, which again is something that the politicians in Germany are not revealing. Hundreds of activists from around the world will be demonstrating in front of the Bundesbürger Tor on Saturday, the 15th of April, against the closure of these power plants, Germany's cleanest and safest energy source. And Johan obviously sent a link saying, come and join us if you are in Germany. Unfortunately, I won't be in Germany because there is also the Reform UK party conference, spring conference this weekend. I believe it's this Saturday. I think so. I've got to check my details, which I'm going to go to. Which reminds me, there was a comment I saw on one of the videos. Someone said, because on the channel, I have to talk about the Tory government a lot because they are in government. I have to criticize them. Someone left a comment saying, Maya, why are you so obsessed with the Tories? You don't talk about reform. I constantly talk about Reform UK and Richard Tice. I'm getting sick and tired of it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll be reporting from Reform UK Spring Conference. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.